What's going on, guys? Antonio here. Do me a favor, hit that thumbs up for me, and let's get into it. All right, so we're on the Hollywood Reporter. We're in the Heat Vision section. Spider-Man 4, Destin Daniel Cretton in talks to direct. Destin Daniel Cretton is doing whatever a spider can. The filmmaker behind Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings is in talks to sign on to direct Spider-Man 4. The move brings an end to speculation on who would spin the web for one of the biggest franchises in Hollywood. Cretton will bring fresh blood to this iteration of Spider-Man, which stars Tom Holland and is in co-production between the two separate studios, Sony and Disney-owned Marvel Studios. It will make him the fourth director to take on a Spidey solo feature. John Watts directed the previous three Holland starring movies, while Mark Webb helmed the two Amazing Spider-Man movies that starred Andrew Garfield. Sam Raimi directed the trilogy that featured Tobey Maguire. All right, now, this I started seeing this bubble out uh afternoon yesterday. And so they're still negotiating, but it looks like this is going to be the deal. As they mentioned, John Watts that directed the Spider-Man Homecoming, Spider-Man Far From Home, and Spider-Man No Way Home. He's the director of the new Fantastic Four movie that's supposed to drop next year, I think. So that is why he's not coming back. Also, I saw on another site that Destin Daniel Cretton was still listed as the director on the upcoming sequel to Shang-Chi. That's something that I wasn't sure is, I was actually kind of surprised when they mentioned Shang-Chi 2, because that's been in production limbo for almost 4 years now. And I've seen Simu Liu, he's been in Barbie and he's been in all these other movies since the first Shang-Chi dropped. And he was mentioning that, hey, they're still making a movie, but every time they tell us we're about to start, then something happens. They were going to start a year and a half ago, and then there was the strikes and all this stuff. So that's the one I'm kind of curious about. And obviously this is phase 5 of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. They're wanting Shang-Chi and Spider-Man, and they're doing Doctor Doom. They've got Joe and Anthony Russo doing 2 Avengers movies. They're doing Avengers Secret War and Avengers Doomsday. With Robert Downey Jr. coming back not as Iron Man, but he is coming back as Victor Von Doom. And like I said, some people don't like that, but this is I'm curious to see how Spider-Man 4 goes, because they are setting certain things up. They've got the new Daredevil series coming up. Was it Daredevil Born Again on Disney Plus? And they've got a lot of the actors that were on the old Netflix shows. They're all going to be in the Daredevil series, but it's going to feature the Kingpin. And apparently they are they're trying to take Spider-Man and put him back on the streets, is what I have heard. They don't want him to be, they don't want Spider-Man out in space fighting Thanos or, fighting Ultron and stuff. They want him fighting, the street level villains like the Rhino or the Shocker. They want him, it's supposed to be friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Matter of fact, they got that animated show coming up as well. They've got that's going to be a Disney Plus friendly neighborhood Spider-Man, and that was supposed to be what the end of No Way Home was about. When you see Spider-Man, they've cast a spell. Nobody remembers who he is, and he's changed his costume into a more familiar Spider-Man suit. That was supposed to be signaling that they were going to change directions. He's going to obviously appear in the Avengers movies, but he's going to be in his solo movies, at least for now. He's going to do more street level stuff, so they're going to scale it back a little more. And it's, Wilson Fisk is what's it, Vincent D'Onofrio. Apparently he's going to run for mayor of New York. And I know they did that storyline in the comic books as well, where the Kingpin becomes the mayor, and then he, wages war on so-called vigilante superheroes. So that's kind of what's been bubbling on, like when I'm in like Reddit and all these comic book groups and everything. That seems to be consistently what everybody is saying, that when they do the next Spider-Man and Spider-Man 5 and all this stuff, that it's going to be more street level. It's going to be more Spider-Man versus the Kingpin, or that kind of stuff. I don't. I was in the 80s and reading like they had like the gang war story. They had like Hammerhead and Silvermane and some of those old villains that I used to read when I was reading books in like the 80s and stuff. So that's kind of what I've been hearing is going to happen. But I like Destin Daniel Cretton. I thought Shang-Chi wasn't my favorite movie, but it actually, it had a lot of energy, and it was fun. I had issues with the way they changed the Mandarin's abilities. Because I always liked the fact that he had the different rings, and each ring could do different things. But once they played that little joke on us in Iron Man 3, they just changed the way the Mandarin worked. And I don't know if we're ever going to get a quote unquote comic book accurate Mandarin in any of the MCU movies. So, but I mean, like I said, other than that, those armbands that Shang-Chi and the Mandarin were using in the Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, those actually look really cool. Like he'll throw a punch and then the bands come off and do things. I thought that, that's actually kind of cool. So, he had, I thought the movie was very well directed, and I've watched it like 4 or 5 times. Some of the other Marvel movies, I've watched them like 20, 30 times, like, Captain America, The Winter Soldier and stuff like that. I can't tell you how many times I watched that, but, I like the Destin Daniel Cretton, and, they got Tom Holland back on board. That is good. I've heard that they are trying to make sure that Zendaya comes back as well, although they could do it without her, based on the fact that at the current moment, she doesn't know Peter Parker. She doesn't even. That's what I thought was so funny about the memory loss spell. He goes in. Peter went to school with Nate and MJ. So they should still remember him. They should remember him as Peter Parker. They shouldn't, they obviously they shouldn't remember that he's Spider-Man, but they should still remember that they were like, hey, we went to high school with this guy. He was, our friend, and we graduated with this guy and all that, but just not remember that he's Spider-Man. But I guess they had a reason for doing it like that. That's, it is what it is. But like I said, I'm looking for. I don't know. They'll make an official announcement soon, I'm sure, and then they'll start revealing who I'd like to see the Vultures. Get Michael Douglas back as the Vulture, and or actually try to do the Rhino again. The way they did the Rhino in Amazing Spider-Man 2 was horrible. I don't want to see a guy in a Rhino tank suit. That was terrible. I don't know, but like I said, they may not want to do a villain like the Rhino. But yeah, what do you guys think about this? Did you like Shang-Chi? And are you excited for Destin Daniel Cretton coming back and doing, say, Spider-Man 4? Get in the comments. Let me know what you guys think. We're on the road to 3,000. I need you. I want your Facebook, Instagram. I'm on X. I'm on Threads. All of the Ikari Press. Type in IkariPress.com. It will take you to my comic book brand, Way of the Gun. I've got the link to that and my Gumroad in the description. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm out.